You grab your keys, you pick up your bag, and without saying a single word, your dog already knows. They're standing by the door before you've even opened it. Some of them start pacing, some of them whine, some of them just sit there and stare at you with this look that makes leaving feel like something close to betrayal. Most people smile at this and call it cute. Oh, he always does that. She's so dramatic. But behavioral neuroscience tells a completely different story about what's happening inside your dog's brain the moment you walk out that door. And once you understand it, you won't see your morning goodbye the same way again. Let's start with the thing most people assume. My dog is just bored. He wants attention. She doesn't like being alone because there's nothing to do. Sounds reasonable, right? But here's the problem. Your dog has a bed, they have toys, they have food, they have water, they have windows to look out of, and probably a couch they're not supposed to be on. If entertainment was all they wanted, the house is full of options. And yet researchers who put cameras in homes and watched what dogs actually do when their owners leave found something that contradicts the boredom theory completely. They found that most dogs, within minutes of the owner leaving, stopped playing, stopped eating, stopped exploring. They went to the door and they lay down. Some of them stayed in that exact position for hours. That's not boredom. A bored dog chews your furniture. A bored dog raids the trash. This is something else entirely. In 2014, a neuroscientist named Gregory Burns at Emory University did something nobody had ever done before. He trained dogs to lie perfectly still inside an fMRI machine awake, alert, completely unrestrained so he could watch their brains in real time. He presented each dog with 5 different scents on gauze pads. Their own scent, a stranger's scent, a familiar dog's scent, an unfamiliar dog's scent, and the scent of their owner. Every single scent activated the dog's olfactory system. That's expected. Dogs smell everything. But only one scent activated the caudate nucleus. The caudate nucleus is the part of the brain associated with positive expectations and reward. In humans, it's the region that lights up when you see someone you love, when you anticipate something wonderful about to happen. And in these dogs, it fired only for the scent of their familiar human. Not the familiar dog, not themselves, not the stranger, the person they belonged to. And here's the detail that changes everything. The familiar human whose scent was used was not the person handling them in the lab. The owner wasn't even in the building. The dog was responding to a memory, the ghost of someone who wasn't there. Your dog doesn't forget you when you leave. Their brain is holding on to you the way your brain holds on to the people you love most. But missing someone isn't just a thought. It's a physical event, and what happens inside your dog's body when you leave is measurable. Researchers have found that when dogs are separated from their owners, their cortisol levels rise. Cortisol is the hormone your body produces under stress. It's the same chemical that floods your system when you're anxious, afraid, or anticipating something bad. And here's the part that nobody tells you. When you come home, the opposite happens. The moment a dog sees their owner return, their oxytocin levels surge. Oxytocin, the same bonding hormone that floods a mother's brain when she holds her baby, and the cortisol drops, measurably, within minutes. So your dog's body is running a chemical countdown the entire time you're gone. Stress up, bonding chemistry down, and the clock doesn't reset until you walk back through that door. They erupt. This is why your dog doesn't just greet you when you come home. The tail, the spinning, the full body wiggle that looks like they haven't seen you in years even though you went to get groceries for 20 minutes. That's not drama. That's a stress hormone finally releasing. That's a nervous system that's been on hold, finally exhaling. Now here's a question that sounds simple but opens up something extraordinary. Does your dog know whether you've been gone for 30 minutes or 4 hours? Can they actually tell the difference? In 2011, researchers Therese Rain and Linda Keeling at the Swedish University of Agricultural Sciences videotaped 12 dogs during 3 different separation periods: 30 minutes, 2 hours, and 4 hours. During the separation itself, the dogs behaved almost identically across all 3 durations: lying down, resting, waiting. You couldn't tell from the footage alone whether they'd been alone for half an hour or half a day, but the reunion told a completely different story. After 2 hours, dogs showed significantly more tail wagging, more physical contact seeking, and more lip licking and body shaking than after 30 minutes. After 4 hours, the intensity increased again. Their heart rates were elevated. They initiated more physical interaction with their owners. The researchers couldn't determine whether the dogs were consciously aware of how much time had passed, but something in their body knew. The longer the absence, the stronger the relief. Think about what that means. Your dog isn't just reacting to your return. They're reacting to the weight of your absence. And the longer it lasts, the heavier it gets. Now I need to tell you something important, because most of the internet will tell you this is separation anxiety, that your dog has a problem, that they need to be trained out of it. And yes, clinical separation anxiety is real. It affects a significant percentage of dogs, and it involves genuine distress that should be taken seriously. But the everyday version, the waiting by the door, the excitement when you return, the way they follow you from room to room like you're the most important thing on the planet that's not a disorder, that's an attachment bond. Researchers at Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest have demonstrated, across multiple studies, that dogs form attachment bonds with their owners that are functionally identical to the bond between a human infant and its mother. The same proximity, seeking, the same distress at separation, the same calm at reunion. When your dog waits by the door, they aren't being needy. They're performing the most fundamental behavior in attachment psychology, seeking closeness to their safe person when that person is gone. They're not broken, they're bonded. So knowing all of this, that your dog's brain lights up at the memory of your scent, that their stress hormones climb every minute you're gone, that their body keeps a chemical record of how long you've been away, what do you actually do with that? First, how you leave matters. Researchers at the University of Lincoln found that separation distress in dogs isn't one simple condition. It's driven by different emotional states, including frustration, fear, and reactivity to environmental changes. A long emotional goodbye can actually amplify the stress response. It signals to your dog that something important and potentially threatening is about to happen. A calm, unremarkable exit. No guilt, no drama, no whispered apology. Tells your dog's nervous system that leaving is safe, that you always come back, that this is normal. Second, how you come home matters even more. Research shows that when owners greet their dogs with both verbal and physical contact at reunion, the dog's oxytocin levels rise significantly higher than when they're greeted passively or ignored. And that oxytocin surge actively counteracts the cortisol that's been building during separation. So that enthusiastic hello you give your dog, that's not just making them feel good. It's literally resetting their stress chemistry. Third, leave something that smells like you. This isn't folk wisdom. Remember, the fMRI study showed that your scent is the only thing that activates your dog's reward center the way seeing you does. A worn shirt, an old pillowcase, something that carries your chemical signature. It won't replace you, but it gives their brain something to hold on to while you're gone. But there is a line, and I need you to know where it is. If your dog is destroying doors, injuring themselves trying to escape, refusing food for hours, or urinating inside, only when you're gone, that's not attachment behavior. That's clinical separation distress, and it's one of the most common behavioral conditions in dogs. Researchers have found that dogs with true separation distress show abnormally heightened connectivity between the amygdala and other anxiety-related brain regions, the same kind of neural pattern seen in humans with anxiety disorders. These dogs aren't being difficult. They're in genuine neurological distress, and they need help, not punishment, not crate training as a fix, not being told to get over it. If this sounds like your dog, talk to a veterinary behaviorist. Because your dog doesn't have the language to ask for help, the behavior is the asking. So the next time you pick up your keys and your dog gives you that look, the one that makes your chest tighten just a little, remember what's actually happening. Their caudate nucleus is holding a memory of your scent. Their cortisol is beginning to climb. Their nervous system is entering a state it will stay in quietly, patiently, pressed against your jacket on the floor until the exact moment you come back. They're not being dramatic. They're not being clingy. They're doing what 15,000 years of coevolution built them to do. Notice when the most important person in their world is gone, and wait in the deepest, most biological way possible for them to return. Your dog doesn't just miss you. Your dog's entire body misses you. If this changed how you see your morning goodbye, subscribe to this channel and tell me in the comments, what does your dog do the moment you reach for your keys?